2011's Unfinished Business by the late, great Eric Carr. The greatest fox. A lot better than this fox right here. Hey, I'm not that bad. Now, obviously we lost Eric back in 1991, so this is an album of demos, rework demos, and tribute songs. About 45 minutes worth of an album. It's quite good if you're an Eric Carr fan, and if you like Rockology, which had come out back in 1999, you most certainly will like Unfinished Business. And first thing that you'll notice about this album is there are a lot of sound bites by Eric, and it's through these sound bites that you get to hear what sort of, he was a joyous, funny sort of guy, a very happy sort of character. People who knew him always had very high praise to say about him. He's a very typical sort of a joker, kind of guy that would make people laugh. An interesting story, I believe, was in Eric Carr's biography, where I believe it was during Kiss's 1989 Hot in the Shade tour, where Gene Simmons has apparently called all the staff and the band members together for a meeting because his mother was coming to visit whether it was backstage and he's given this very strict thing, Gene being very stern about his mother, which is fine. Something about, everybody make sure that you're very nice to her and something like that. And Eric being the very jokey sort of guy that he was, and being able to get away with what it seems like quite highbrow and lowbrow jokes, puts his hand up and says to Gene, "So does this mean free blowjobs for everybody?" Now, ordinarily, saying something like that to Gene Simmons and about anybody's mother, especially your boss's mother, would usually not be very in your favour. But apparently Gene's reaction was kind of stared at him for a few seconds and just burst out laughing, because that was the type of guy that Eric was. People knew that he was a funny guy, jovial sort of a personality.
Eric, as he's puffing on his drumstick, and
Oh, Al!
Eric, how'd you get into the group?
How are you?
How are you?
It's funny you should ask me that question, Al. I feel like I've answered it just very recently. I was playing in the band right before Kiss.
You working for the gas company?
Not for the gas company, but I was repairing gas ranges during the days.
He's a gas.
Yeah, I'm a gas. So anytime you guys need your stoves fixed, call on me.
Alright, let's get on to some of the tracks that are on Unfinished Business here. Just Can't Wait. Now, Just Can't Wait originally appeared as an unfinished demo on 1999's Rockology. Sounded like quite a good song. It was something that was never finished. Bruce Kulick was nice enough to have a lot of involvement in Rockology, and he got these things out there so that we could hear them. I believe somebody on the internet quite a few years back put vocals to this song, and it sounded like quite a good song with vocals. This isn't the one that appears on this album, although this version of the song is just as good. What they've done here is they've taken Just Can't Wait and they've put vocals on it. I quite like the vocals. There's just one little tidbit that I don't like in the song. That's the high-pitched woo that they've added into the song, and for me that just rings, I don't know what that rings, early 2000s radio. I don't know, don't get me wrong, it's a good song, and the guys that have worked on it have done a good job. I just didn't like that high-pitched woohoo.
Eric never has a second cup of coffee at home. Get out of here. He's putting, look at him putting the saccharin in the coffee. Look how he does that, with gloves on. Took me years to learn that. Okay.
So this is going to be a serious discussion.
Pretty serious already.
The remake of Shandy with Eric on vocals is quite good. They've taken Eric's voice from, I believe, his audition cassette and overlaid it with some new music. That's definitely a keeper. That's a great rendition of the song. It's a great oddity. Dial L for Love. Whenever I hear this song start, I can't quite pick who it is until I check out who it is that I'm listening to. It's good. I like it. A very 80s vibe, very guitar heavy. Eyes of Love makes an appearance here again. Now, Eyes of Love was probably one of the best songs of 1999's Rockology, so I don't know why they made a different version. Or they found a different version, and that's on here. Eric's voice seems a little bit more high-pitched than it was on Rockology. I'm probably more of a fan of the original on Rockology than the one that's on this album. Through the Years is an interesting track towards the end of the album. It's more or less a compilation of a lot of Eric's drum solos. For those of you who are big Kiss fans or big Eric fans like myself, big Fox fans, you can kind of pick where each solo starts and ends. You can say, oh, that sounds like the 1980 Sydney concert, or the 1988 Japan concert, Tokyo. It's good fun. It's good fun.
Yeah, you can go out on the streets and be fairly unnoticed and be kind of regular if you want. Now, that is not to say, exclamation point, that when we go out and we're totally unnoticed. I mean, we look a little strange and not like the ordinary people that are around us. We don't look like you. Eric.
The album has some fun memories for myself. Again, Rockology from 1999 had some good memories for me. This one in particular, I remember putting this one on in the car with my 2-year-old son in the back, and we were headed to a Kiss expo. This expo cemented my son as a Peter Criss fan, which is fine. We saw Peter Criss, we saw the great Bruce Kulick, the most awesome Todd Howard. What an awesome guy. Yeah, so me and my son had great fun that day. A fond memory, one of the best days I've had in a very, very, very long time. And again, it was me and my son. We were enjoying our music. And yeah, this album was going. So, sentimentality. So overall, if you're a fan of the original Fox, you don't have to be a Kiss fan to appreciate this album. There are a lot of people out there who may give this a miss simply because they hate the shit out of Kiss. And well, these days, who can blame them with the way the band seems to be run? That's a conversation for another time. Great album. Great album. Check it out.
No, I mean, I'm working on some outside projects. I'm managing an all-female thrash band called Harry Carey, and I'm working with them, developing them. And I'm also working on an animated cartoon rock band that I've written music for, and Bruce and I worked on and played all the stuff. And Gina's helping with us trying to get the thing off the ground. I'm shopping it to animators and toy companies and things like that. So if that happens, that's going to be really cool. That's it. And I have no time for anything else. So leave me alone.